the country was the Most High. Go ahead.
And when the time of the fruit drew near, he sent his servants to the husbandmen, that they might receive the fruits of it. And the husbandman took his servants and beat one and killed another and stoned another.
That's some prophets, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, all the different prophets that went to Israel, and they killed some of them, they beat some of them. Go ahead.
And he sent other servants more than the first, and they did unto them likewise. But last of all he sent unto them his son,
which is Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Saying, they will reverence my son. But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, this is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and let us seize on his inheritance.
That was them scribes and them Pharisees, because ultimately they had him killed. Go ahead.
And they caught him and cast him out of the vineyard and slew him. When the Lord therefore of the vineyard cometh, what will he do unto those husbandmen? They said unto him, he will miserably destroy those wicked men, and will let out his vineyard unto other husbands, which shall render him the fruits in their seasons. Yahweh saith unto them, did you never read this in the scriptures? The stone which the builders rejected, the same has become the head of the corner. This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Therefore say I unto you, the kingdom of the Most High shall be taken from you and given to a nation bringing forth fruits and thereof. And whosoever shall fall on this stone.
Now you feeble-minded jakes out there, you read that and think it's talking about Esau. That this is the fulfillment of Romans the 11th chapter. It's talking about, we read in the breakdown of the tribes on Ephraim, it said Ephraim shall bring forth many nations. So Israel is so broken up, it's like there's several different nations. It's talking about the same nation. Go ahead.
And whosoever shall fall on this stone shall be broken, but on whomsoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder.
Right, that stone is this word. Behold, I cometh in the volume of the book, it is spoken of me. Go ahead.
It said, and when the chief priests and Pharisees had heard this parable, they perceived that he spake of them.
Right. Because what was the other nation that got this truth? It was the apostles that were gathered, and it was the Gentiles. Remember, he said he's gonna make you angry, jealous over the Gentiles. It's talking about Israelites that were being called Gentiles, starting with Cornelius. But you clowns won't even understand that. All right, now let's hit on that. Let's go from there to the book of Matthew, the 6th chapter, the 1st verse to the 6th verse. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 6 verse 1. Take heed that you do not your alms before men, to be seen of them. Otherwise you have no reward of our Father which is in heaven. Therefore when thou doest thine alms, do not sound the trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogue and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth, that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which is in secret shall reward thee openly.
Yeah, basically, that's dealing with humility, man. This is not about an act. This is not about an open act, all right? The only act that we're doing that's openly is going out there on the highways and the byways, man. But you don't see us like them dumbass Muslims praying 5 times a day like these simple-ass Iman Issa niggas. 5 times a day, they'll be in a dirty damn train station, and they'll throw out that dirty damn prayer rug, and they'll do that 5. And them niggas got into that Islamic shit so much, and they followed that guy, Dr. York, down to Atlanta, and what happened? They locked his ass up for 135 years because he was popping little girls. All right, let's go from there to the book of Acts, the 13th chapter, the 40th verse to the 52nd verse. Acts 13, verse 40.
Acts chapter 13, verse 40. Beware therefore, lest that come upon you which is spoken of in the prophets. Behold, ye despisers, and wonder and perish. For I work a work in your days, a work which you shall in no wise believe, though a man declare it unto you. And when the Jews were gone out of the synagogue, the Gentiles, which are
Israelite foreigners, go ahead,
besought that these words might be preached to them the next Sabbath. Now when the congregation...
Why did they want the word to be preached to them the next Sabbath? Because they were Israelites. The door was back open to them. Go ahead.
Now when the congregation was broken up, many of the Jews and religious proselytes followed Paul and Barnabas, who speaking to them persuaded them to continue in the grace of the Most High. And the next Sabbath day came almost the whole city together to hear the word.
So what did that mean? Was they in the building? No. They was outside. It said the whole city came. Go ahead.
It says, and the next Sabbath, it said, and the next Sabbath day came almost the whole city together to hear the word of the Most High. But when the Jews saw the multitudes, they were filled with envy and spake against those things which were spoken by Paul, contradicting and blaspheming. Then Paul and Barnabas waxed bold and said, it was necessary that the word of the Most High should first have been spoken to you. But seeing you put it from you and judge yourselves unworthy of everlasting life, lo, we turn to the Gentiles. For so hath the Lord commanded us, saying, I have set thee to be a light of the Gentiles, that thou...
Now is there a precept there where it says a light unto the Gentiles?
Isaiah 42:6.
Let's go to Isaiah 42:6. And when you go to Isaiah 42:6, see if there's a precept over there. So basically, Paul was quoting the prophets. Go ahead.
Isaiah 42:6. I, the Lord, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles. H is sends you to Luke 2:32 and Acts 13:47.
All right, send you right back to Acts.
Okay.
What was the one in Luke?
Luke 2:32.
Let's go to Luke 2:32.
Okay.
Let's see what that says.
Luke chapter 2 and verse 32 says, a light to lighten the Gentiles and the glory of thy people Israel. And Joseph and his mother marveled at the things which were spoken of him.
Is there a precept on that?
Isaiah 9:2.
Let's go to Isaiah 9:2.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 9 verse 2. The people that walk in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them hath the light shine.
Now the land of the shadow of death is talking about America. So that's a future prophecy about how Israel's going to wake up in America. Read that again.
It says, the people that walked in darkness have seen a great light.
The people are Israelites. Go ahead.
It says, they that dwell in the land of the shadow of death.
What verse is that?
Verse 2.
9th chapter, right?
Con.
Go ahead.
The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light.
The people is talking about Israel. Go ahead. Have seen a great light. This truth. Go ahead.
They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death.
They that dwell in America. Go ahead.
Upon them had the light shine.
Upon them have the light shine. So it ain't talking about these Edomites, man. These Edomites in America are busy being what? Child molesters, man. Being wicked as hell. Ripping people off. Shooting people. Putting tasers on people, man. Ain't no Edomites looking for the truth, man. Is there another precept on that? I'm just showing you how when you deal with these, start dealing with them precepts too. Because they'll take you from one precept to the next precept to the next precept. Now one of the precepts that should have been in there was Isaiah 11:10. All right? That shows you that this Bible, this red Bible, which is the teacher's Bible of the Jehovah's Witnesses, they put them precepts in there because they know the truth. They know that they're not right. All right? But if you ain't found nothing, let's go back to the book of Acts 13 where you left off. What verse did you leave off at? Yeah, Acts 13 chapter. You got a precept?
Yeah, I got a precept which breaks down the word precept. Psalm 119, 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way.
That's right. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. So you got guys, and then they go off of these precepts sometimes. So through the Spirit, when you study this book, you build up your own precepts in your mind through the Spirit of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, go ahead.
Acts 13 and 46. Then Paul and Barnabas waxed bold and said, it was necessary that the word of the Most High should first have been spoken to you. But seeing you put it from you, and judge yourselves unworthy of everlasting life, lo, we turn to the Gentiles. For so hath the Lord commanded us, saying, I have set thee to be a light of the Gentiles, that thou shouldest be for salvation unto the ends of the earth. And if I may say this, Elder Torah, now when you read that, when Paul and Barnabas said that it was necessary that the word of the Most High should first have been preached to you. Why? Because in the land of Israel, you had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, but mainly Judah was the head tribe. And the word was supposed to come to them first, for salvation. Why? Then it says that the other tribes don't magnify themselves against Judah. It made no mention of the other nations there. Back in verse 48. And when the Gentiles heard this, they were glad and glorified the word of the Lord. And as many as were ordained to eternal life believed. And the word of the Lord was published throughout all the region, but the Jews stirred up the devout and honorable women and the chief men of the city, and raised persecution against Paul and Barnabas, and expelled them out of their coast. But they shook off the dust of their feet against them, and came unto Iconium, and the disciples were filled with joy and with the Holy Spirit.
That's right. So when they didn't accept that word, you don't bend over backwards trying to make them get it. You shake the dust and you keep on going. All right? Forget about them. Now let's go from there to the book of St. John, the 4th chapter, the 31st verse to the 35th verse. Go ahead.
St. John chapter 4 verse 31. In the meanwhile his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that you know not of. Therefore said the disciples one to another, Hath any man brought him aught to eat? Yahweh Shai saith unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me.
Right, the will of him that sent me was to go out and teach that word. That's why the apostles that came after him went out and teach that word. Why do you think the book of Acts is called the book of Acts? Because there were acts that they did. Read the whole book of Acts, man. They were constantly out there battling with the scribes and the Pharisees, man. Go ahead.
Yahweh Shai said unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work.
Right. Like I said earlier, man, you guys that did 20 years and 15 years and 3 years and 4 years, and you figured you're going to get brownie points with the Most High, all that work that you so-called did, and you lost faith, the Most High, it says in Revelation, the 3rd chapter, if you're lukewarm, I will spew you out of my mouth. That's what the Lord said. All right? Go ahead.
Say not ye, there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest. Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on.
Right. Read that again about the harvest.
Say not ye, there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest.
Yeah, we're not going to start going out and picking the harvest for another 4 months. The harvest ain't ready. You got like Barack Shaw said, go to college, become a doctor and a lawyer. That means the end ain't coming. Don't worry. This is a long way before the end comes. It'll be another 50 years before the end comes. That's what Barack Shaw was teaching, and other you guys are teaching. That's why you drag on your feet. So you don't have it in your mind that we're right at the end of this thing. Go ahead.
Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest.
They're ready. They're ready. So all you guys, you had guys that set up camps in different states, but not enough of y'all are setting up camps through the United States and around the world. Like I said, in the United States alone, in the contiguous United States, there's supposed to be for each state, there's supposed to be at least 1,000 camps, and that still ain't enough, man. So you jakes out there, you really haven't woken up, man. A lot of you jakes basically came into this for the entertainment. You know, you're an entertainment Israelite. You got entertainment Israelites, you got hangout Israelites, you got BS Israelites, and you got the real Israelites. Matter of fact, I believe that's in Galatians 6 and 13, if I'm not mistaken. The Israelites, start at the 13th verse. Go ahead.
Galatians chapter 6 verse 13. For neither they themselves who are circumcised keep the law, but desire to have you circumcised, that they may glory in your flesh.